How about Nick Richards?
Oh, I was happy for him. First half, he wasn't very good. Matter of fact, he wanted out. I said, "You're not coming out. Figure it out. Stay in the game." Second half, he was good. He had 3 one-handed rebounds. He's drifted that way, which cost him 3 rebounds. But he had 15. He could have had 18. I mean, he just reached with one hand and it got away. One of them, they got the ball on the baseline out. But, you know, it's going to take him time to work through this. He has to work through it, not anybody else. He's got to figure it out. No mud wrestling. You're not good at it. You get thrown to the floor, you look bad, you look awkward. When he moves his feet and uses his length and reaches and goes and releases from being in a mud wrestling match and just go get balls, he's pretty good. EJ struggled today, so it was good that Nick played. Let me say this before we get started. Arkansas deserved to win the game. We fought in the second half and did enough to win the game. But you got to give them credit because those kids, I mean, they shot 50% from the 3. Now you have to understand the last 5 games they've shot about 25% from the 3. So they came in here and played. They also defended, they also fought. They drove the ball, they went to the rim. We just happened to make a run in the second half and beat them, but they deserved to win this game, but I'm happy for my team.
On the right with Daryl.
John, all the way back to the Bahamas, you talked about Tyler Hero's swagger. I wonder how does that impact the type of player he is, and does every team need someone like that?
Well, you do know he gave up like 25 points today in threes. He gave up like the first 11. So he had a great swagger going on defense. I walked in, I said, we can't win if you're getting scored on every time. He said, well, let somebody else guard the guy. That's okay, then you'll come out. You're not going to play another position, you come out. But, you know, he made baskets when things broke down. We looked like we had never played against zone. I mean, it was like we're passing it and shooting the ball with 4 seconds to go in the zone. And again, let me say this, we have all those freshmen out there, and we haven't played against zone that much. Second half, I thought we were much better. I couldn't get them to drive the ball. They think you're shooting 3 at their zone, so we'll shoot 3s. Drive the ball. And when they did that, we got better. But, you know, he played well. I mean, he was 9 for 10 from the floor. He only shot 10 balls. I didn't know. I didn't know he had 29. I'm looking at this for the first time. Wow, 9 for 10. Probably should have shot more balls, huh?
Go with Kyle on the right.
Cal, he's made 52 out of his last 53 free throws. I think he's almost 94% now at the line, which will be a school record. How much of a luxury is it to have a guy like that at the end of games?
Yeah, well, he and Emmanuel, and it's funny, Keldon at the end of a game will make it, and for some reason during the game he misses shots. But in the end of a game, he makes it. So we have a bunch of those. And to tell you the other guy that doesn't miss at the end of a game, Ashton. If you look at us in the last 2 minutes in any close game, we're shooting a big time percentage.
Jerry on the left.
John, you guys had the 12 turnovers in the first half and it really tightened up in the second half. What was going on there?
We were late on everything. We weren't seeing gaps. We weren't prepared for the next play. Loose with the ball. EJ went after 2 balls with one hand to start the game. One hand. They got away from him, which they all do. And so you start that way, and you start with turnovers, and it kind of did it. For us to be able to play the way we did in the second half, and we still got down 15, I believe, 14 or 15, and then come back and play like we did the rest of the game with emotion. The crowd got into the game and really helped us. Thank goodness we were at home. If we were on the road, they'd probably beat us by 25.
Larry.
John, when you got down 15, what changed for you defensively?
There was more. Well, let me say this. You know how many turnovers they had at half? I've never seen this before. 1. You know what that means? They're just out there playing against the Washington Generals. They're moving it and doing whatever they want, passing it and doing whoever they want to give it to. They have 1 turnover. I've never heard of that. At least against one of my teams, I've never heard of it. And so in the second half, they only really had 6, but we only had 3. So, you know, we got more aggressive. We got you know, our intensity, our fight jumped up, and you know, good rebounding and some other stuff. But you look at their stats: 14 assists, 7 turns, 10 out of 20 from the three-point line. That's terrific stuff for them.
John on the right.
John, Coach Anderson said they made it a big priority to shut PJ down. Can you comment on his play and what he was doing out there tonight?
Well, the thing that bothered me in it, he missed 5 free throws. That was last year. That wasn't this year. That was last year. That's what he did. And most of it was, again, the intensity of play. When we needed baskets from him, I went to him. Late in that game versus the zone we were throwing it in, he made a great pass to Nick. He made the jump hook to the middle. The drive, where they called a walk, I thought he got bumped or pushed. You know, I wanted to get him to the line. I wanted him to make those shots, but he's fine. I mean, he fought. You know, he got 2 blocks. So, you know. But I'm happy for Nick. 15 rebounds and 3 blocks. Wow. How about that?
John
Jerry.
and Mike Anderson's post-game press conference, he repeatedly talked about the officiating. You guys shot twice as many free throws as they did. How do you account for that?
I would tell you right now on the season, all season, because we drive the ball and because we post the ball, I want you to hear this, folks. We make way more than the other team shoots. We make more free throws than the other teams even shoot. So if it was officiating, they've been doing it all year. Because that's what we do. Why do we do it? Because we're not shooting threes. We're driving the ball, we're posting the ball, we get a lot of stuff at the rim. It's what we do, it's how we play.
Back up front.
How important is a game like this when it comes towards March, getting a team's best shot and still being able to handle it?
Well, the only thing I told them, if they play like that first half, they'll be down 20 in an NCAA tournament game and you won't be able to come back, because as you make a run, the other team's a good enough team. That's why they're in the tournament. They'll make another run at you and you'll still be down 18. You'll make a run and get it to 11, think you're in it. They'll make 2 threes, you're down 17, and it's the ball game and your season ends. So how we started the game, you know, again, it's just, you can't be that team, especially when the other teams are going to play like Arkansas played. They're going to come in and play well.
Larry.
John Kelton had 14 shots. Are those the kind of 14 shots you want him to have?
Well, there was a couple where he should have made passes, and we told him. They collapsed on defense, but what we were trying to get him to do in the zone is catch the ball near the middle or catch it anywhere from 15 feet and just drive it to the middle of the zone. Because either someone's going to get open or that floater that he can make, he shoots, and then we have 2 guys near the rim that can rebound and miss. So that's what we started doing in the second half. So we were putting him in positions to do it. There were probably, I'm going to guess, 2 of those he should have passed. But the rest of them were pretty good shots.
Over on the right, Daryl.
John, every time your team started playing well this year, you've talked a lot about staying hungry, stay humble. Was that any of the issue at all tonight with the defense?
It's obvious that we didn't think that we, you know, and I'll be honest with you, maybe I was that way. Look, they'll go where I'll take them. They're going to feed off of me. And maybe it was me too. Maybe I looked at this and said, ooh, we got a breather here before. Yeah, we had a breather, down 11 and a half, down 15. It was a real breather. So, you know, again, I really like coaching these young kids. They're looking for me. Tell us what to do. Tell us where we're going. Tell us how to do this. And they responded. Now, we didn't play well in the first half, but we're good enough that we could do it in the second half. And again, we have a guy not playing. Do we have a guy not playing?
There's a big guy not playing.
Oh, Reed's not playing. Is he not playing?
I don't think he's shown up the last 2 games.
Wow. Did you guys know we have a guy not playing?
What you been saying?
What's that?
What you been saying?
Yeah. Okay.
Kyle and Jerry.
Cal, I think you have a few of your own superstitions, but do you have a superstitious group? Some of your guys, I see when they don't play well, change their shoes in the middle of the game. Tyler did it early. I think Kelvin changed it at halftime. Do you think that's weird, or you?
I think they got bunions, I don't know. There's two things I don't look at. I don't look at shoes, don't really care what they wear, and I don't look at tattoos. So if you ask me who on my team has tattoos, I would not know. Does anybody have tattoos?
A few of them do, but not many.
I would never have a tattoo. I don't like needles. So I would not do tattoos.
End of Jerry.
I think Tyler was on Isaiah Joe to start the game, and then Hayden seemed to keep him a little more contained. What wasn't Tyler doing, and what was Ashton doing?
Well, the biggest thing Tyler was doing is he couldn't guard him. So the kid had 11 of the first 13. And if he would have stayed on him, Tyler, he probably would have had, what's the record in here? 41? What's the record? He probably would have had a nice 46 if Tyler had stayed on him. So we had to switch. And then Ashton didn't want to come out, like, I'm good. And then we said, why don't you let Emmanuel guard him for a minute to give you a breather? He said, no, I got him. Let me guard him. So I don't know what he scored the rest of the game, but he had 11 in the first 3-4 minutes.
All right, folks, we'll end it there.